Here's a little look at, whoa, here's a little look at Rory Mcilroy at address. There's a shaft plane line there. Here's Tiger, his shaft plane line there. Now, let's watch what happens with Rory Mcilroy. Take the club back to the top. Watch how that golf club is going to hover right around this line as it goes back. You can see at the top of the swing. Excellent position right there. The arm, the lead arm right here, this left arm is running nice and parallel to the shaft plane line. Now as he starts to go down, watch as this club starts to work, and it's slow underneath. It's going to match up right there, right at impact, very similar to the shaft plane. Now, let's go over to Tiger Woods, because what's going to happen with Tiger is he's going to take this back, and he's going to work underneath. So, as it moves back, he's underneath, and now when he starts to come back down, the arm and the face and everything is a really good position, but as he starts to go underneath, that club shaft in the downswing is going to work under right in here. He starts, there it is right there underneath, and look at it. The ball is leaving out to the right at this point. Because he's so under, you can see Rory's golf ball is starting that line, Tiger's golf ball is starting out on that line, and that's one of the reasons why, because Tiger was under, Rory was on top. And you got one guy in the fairway and one guy well right of the target.
Okay guys, Christo Garcia, My Swing Evolution. I'm a huge fan of Michael Breed. I think that he was a great part of the inspiration for me to rebuild my golf swing. This is one of those rare occasions where, you know, he may have been in a hurry or put on the spot at the PGA, but I actually disagree with his analysis looking at Rory and Tiger on this last swing. So let's take a look at this and see what he's talking about here.
Here's a little look at, whoa, here's a little look at Rory Mcilroy at address. There's a shaft plane line there. Here's Tiger, his shaft plane line there. Now, let's watch what happens with Rory Mcilroy. Take the club back to the top. Watch how that golf club is going to hover right around.
Okay, we'll see that Rory brings his hands right up along the shaft plane here. Club head goes just inside the hands, which is perfectly fine and normal. Now he claims that Rory is not going under, but let's look at how quickly Rory gets his hands back on that shaft plane. Beautiful position at the top, and we will watch Rory here find the shaft plane very, very quickly. So here we go. Boom. He's already on that shaft plane. Like his arm isn't even to left arm parallel, and he's got the butt of that club on the shaft plane. He's going to keep his hands on the shaft plane. Club is going to roll under, and he's going to hit this ball from the inside out, as I say. This is something I've been talking about a little bit more lately, and people have been curious about it. You can see that club is underneath the shaft plane, and he's going to square it up as his body opens up. When I say inside out, it's like, have you ever cut off the side of a mango and split it into cubes, and then you press it from the skin side and it pops inside out? That's kind of how I think of the golf swing when it's really done well and the ball's hit from the inside out. So Rory just smashes it. But here we go. So look at this. Tiger has still not reached the shaft plane line, left arm parallel. He's grazing the top of it. His hands never get under that shaft plane line. Now he's outside, and he's going to try and save it because this ball's going right. You see, he is hitting it. He's a little blocky here, you know, but he doesn't roll it under as well as Rory does. That's the difference. If he had rolled that club under and the left wrist was bowed, you can see his left shoulder. I mean, he's late and he's trying to save it, but there's no saving that ball. It's gonna be moving out to the right. So at any rate, I wanted to talk about this a little bit more in depth. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that I worry about Tiger. I'm a huge Tiger fan, guys. But this is my over-under segment here from the Hogan Code. So as we deepen our hips in the transition, we begin to have a lot of forward bend. Now, if our arms and hands are going to pass by our center of gravity, that means that we're going to go under as we go over. A big misconception I had for the longest time is thinking that the club is going out and in like this. That's not how we're going to use the golf club. The golf club is going to fall. It's going to fall as we make a rotation. So this, as we clear our hips and get into our forward bend, this is what's going to give us our over-under. This swing is a few years old, but I think it shows some of the things that I still see in Tiger's swing that worry me. So what I want to talk about is where his ball position is. So this camera's moving just a bit, but what we can see is that ball position is basically inside his left shoulder, just off his left ear, maybe a couple of inches. This ball's teed up, so I think that ball should be off his left shoulder. I mean, because, he's not trying to, smash down into the dirt to catch it. So he takes the club back. Now we see that he's actually moved into his right side and given himself some more space. Now look where his head is. Tiger, why don't you start with your head back a little bit farther? Move that ball farther forward. You're just cramping yourself. Now this is where the crazy J spine comes from, that curve in his spine, because he does not have enough room, enough space to hit that ball. To me, he just looks cramped, and he can't get through it. So at any rate, if we were to look at somebody like Dustin Johnson, we're not going to see that problem. Thing I love about DJ is he just, he is the ultimate over-under, by the way, if you guys want to know how I see it. Because he hits the ball with the claw. He's got that huge bow in his left wrist. Now here he's bent over so far. He's over so far, his arms are going to pass underneath him. And that club head is going to be, here we go. It's very similar to Ben Hogan, who I first observed this in. That club face is very square at this point, and you'll see it just drop right down the line. I have been amazed watching DJ in person multiple times, just fascinated at how he can throw the club right down the line with a square club face and hit 360-yard drives and not even sweat it, just hit these bullets. By the way, Brooks Koepka has got the same move, and so does my main man Jordan Spieth. But let's go back to this. Check this out. Look at Dustin Johnson. He's got that ball. This ball is on the ground. It's not teed up. He's got it off his left heel and off his left, the point of his left shoulder. Yeah, I really think Tiger's ball position is one of the biggest problems he has because he doesn't have enough room to get through the ball. Here we are watching them side by side. And I'll just talk about the space. So Tiger's upper body is moving backwards to try and find some space, where DJ's just basically stayed where he was. Now Tiger's leaning backwards. DJ's right on top of the spot that he was at. Now look at DJ's right elbow, how much right elbow bend he has. Tiger knows that he needs that right elbow bend, but right here, he's in a much more choppy position, whereas DJ's just going to roll that club underneath, screaming square right at the ball. So let's take a look at Rory McIlroy here for a second. He's not very tall. I am not very good at this move, and Rory's maybe an inch or two taller than me, but I wish I could get into this position like Rory. Takes it up. Man, the reason why he's not going to block that thing 6 fairways over to the right is because he rolls it under. Now look at that. Hips are square to the target, and he can just let it fly. Here's another example of it. It does not look as pinched as Tiger Woods does. Now, I've always thought Rory has a little bit of, like, he looks a little bit bunched up here because he's like just holding that head down. But he's perfectly fine, and then he finds his freedom right there, and that ball just goes so far. So I hope this helps you guys out. I will be having an intensive where I teach my whole swing system on August 25th at Eaton Canyon here in Southern California. So I hope you show up. It's going to be really cool, and I am available for private lessons. So let's watch DJ here. He's going to take it. We're really going to see the over-under. So he's over right there. Look at the bow. That is what is going to keep, oh my gosh, that just puts him in such a crazy position to just smash that ball on a line. He just does it better than anybody else right now. But as I said, August 25th, intensive here at Eaton Canyon. We're going to finish up the day with a mini 2-man tournament. It's going to be Pinehurst rules. You guys want to be there. It's going to be amazing. And I'll tell you, I've got golfers that are working with me that are breaking personal records like crazy. It fills me with pride, and I'm so happy. And I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. But you know what I didn't have? Any fundamentals to go back and rely on. Everybody's going to have it today. Michelangelo said, "I saw the angel in the stone, and I carved until I set it free." This is what we must do with our golf swings. Not everybody is born with a great natural golf swing, and if you're not born with that, then you have to build it. There is a process that you can go through to rebuild a golf swing so you've got something that works, that is dependable and consistent. But it's not going to happen if you keep buying different golf clubs and hoping that the club is going to fix your game. It's never going to happen for you. Do yourself a favor, become a part of my swing evolution, and learn how to swing a golf club properly.